Welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be more of a video talking about a draft doc template for a Pokemon draft that I made. Simple, basically. So this is more of like a guide. If you have ever seen like Ballhawks, Team Prep Docs, and he makes videos talking about how to use it and about it. This is something similar to that, but more talking more about a draft doc rather than a team prep doc. So, where should I start with this? Let me explain for making this in the first place, because there is other templates, but the problem with the template, there's like many problems with templates that I've seen. So the first thing about a template that I see like for a draft doc is that where's the customization? It's a template, yes, but it's if every single league uses it, then why use it if you want your league to be more unique than another league? Your docs is going to be the same thing, so it's not going to be unique in a way. It might be unique in the tiers and other stuff, but if the doc doesn't look different, then what's the point of it? It's basically just the exact same doc. And so that leads me to making this doc in the first place, or this template, and just trying to make it to be more able to be customized to make it much more unique. And so here it is, the draft doc that has customization. Basically, I don't have a name for it. I just have it to be a draft doc template. You can call it whatever you want. I honestly could care less. Basically, if someone gives me a good enough name, I'll probably use it. But I just don't have a name. But that's the main reason for this doc, as you can read in the description about this doc. I made this doc because I just noticed how not everyone knows how to do crazy things. I know many people in other leagues, including IGL, SPDL, a new one which is just trying to start up, which is VDL, which is Venus Draft League, which you should check that out and maybe consider joining because they're trying to start, but they don't have enough people, and so it would always be nice if people knew that exists and might want to help them out. Um, but yeah, so like I just know many people that just don't know how to make a good enough draft doc or even know how to do certain things in Google Sheets, because Google Sheets, to be honest, is kind of confusing in a way. And for me, when I was learning it, luckily I have like programming knowledge. Like I basically understand how certain things, like how things work in Google Sheets. But even then, it's sometimes weird if like how they do things with formulas. And so that is basically the problem I see, is that people just don't know how to do certain things, and that's fine. And sometimes they don't even have the time to. I know many people that don't even have the time to even run their leagues, so they have moderators or admins doing them for them, but they just help create the idea or make the league and such. But they're not always be able to be there to make the doc. Also, just so then they don't steal other people's docs, because that's just, why would you do that? But yeah, so that's why I made this, and I made it to be highly customizable. Of course, it's not exactly highly customizable as of right now, but later on in future updates, it will always be much more customizable than it was before. But it's always going to be much more customizable than other ones. So this is actually using more of a configuration system than other docs where it doesn't even have anything that would be able to be configured. So right here has a description about all the basic configurations, which I'll go over. I'll talk about how what things do, and like how to do certain things with this. This might be a long video, I don't know, figure it out. But anyways, then we can also make stat sheets. You may be wondering, where's all the stat sheets? Well, you see, the thing is, I have it to be where there's a template for making like the stat sheets. You customize that basically, but there is some warnings there, which will be fixed later on. Um, Probably in the next update I'll fix that, but you just customize it, and then you just create the stat sheets, and it'll use the template for all of them, and throw everything in there for you. You don't have to go through each one and customize it, which I know this is a problem, because I made IGLs, VDLs, SPDL, a few other league stocks. So I basically work with multiple leagues, but the main ones is going to be IGL and SPDL and VDL now. Not too much with VDL right now, but I did make their doc. But the um, making the stat sheets is time consuming. You just copy and paste it, yes, but you have to throw everything in there. And if you don't have a really good system or good formulas that allow you to just edit one thing, it's going to be time consuming. Hint, SPDOs was actually much faster than IGLs because I spoil SPL now a lot more than IGL, sadly, which I should start spoiling IGL more now. Um, so I'll show you that. Suggestions and feedbacks and bugs found. So this stock is more, it needs suggestions, it needs feedback, it needs people to look for bugs. It's my nature mostly, like when I'm making something, my nature is usually is more having the community to be more involved with the project that I'm making. So this is more of like a community involvement in a way. um, I need suggestions. I need feedback. I need people to find bugs because I'm one person. I can't obviously do that on my own. I only have a pair of eyes, two eyes. That's it. I can't always see what other people need or want, or I don't even know if it's even helping or if it's harder, if there's a bug or such. I can't find that. I'm the one that made it, so I know how everything works, and I know what to do not to break it, and so it's hard for me to even try to break it, which I try to do break it, and so far it hasn't broken just yet. But yeah, and then match stat page right here. This is from Johnkin's Porygon doc. I took this, but I modify it so it's much easier. Um, as you can see here, I have this. He doesn't actually have this in here, and this actually makes it much easier. If you're watching this, Jonathan, you can actually take this if you want. This might actually help your doc much better. But he doesn't have that. Also, you can take whatever you want from this doc, but just make sure you don't say you made that. You know, I don't really care too much about credit, but like just make sure you don't say you actually made that entire thing because we all know that you didn't. But anyways, so yeah, so he made that, and I actually took it, and so that's why I'm giving him credit here. And it says it if you have used Johnkin's Porygon doc, then you already know how to use it. But mine is slightly different in the way, but it's basically the same. Okay, and you can also email me and send a DM through Discord. You don't need to add me as a friend. I'll add that in here. You don't need to add me as a friend. I have my DM settings to be anyone can DM me. Doesn't matter. So don't send me a friend request. I'll probably ignore it most of the time, unless if I know who you are and such. Um, Email me. You can do that as well. But I do respond much faster through Discord because of how Discord works over email. But yeah, I use Discord much more than email, and I don't always look at my email. Like I might look at it if I see something, but I might just forget about it. So Discord is your best option, basically. Email is probably gonna be your last resort, but yeah. Last resort is also just adding me in this doc and just yelling at me to look at my emails or Discord. That's also an option. I forgot to add that there. Okay, so let's just look at the configurations and talk about it. So right here, actually I need to say where you can find the configurations and configure it. So from here, you'll see this page right here. It says source. Click on it and it will actually look more like this. So these are, I call these tabs basically. So I'll be referencing them as tabs, but they're actually groups. So if you click on the plus icon, it'll open stuff up. Basically, those are groups, basically. But you want to click on the configuration button here, the plus here, right here. You want to click on that, and it'll open the configuration tab for you. Okay? So, in here is all the configurations for this version. This is version 1.0.2. There might be a version later on that might be bigger, a major change, which will be version 2. But as of right now, this is the second version of it, basically. So let's just start. So, coach information. So, I know some leagues like SPDL likes to actually put their information, the coach's information, into the roster page. Okay, so like they'll put like the team name here, blah blah blah, basically. But I also know that leagues like IGL and VDL uses the coaches page right here. This looks horrible. There's a reason for it. I just want you to do it so I'm not the only one that's doing all the work. Okay, but I know leagues that do this, and most leagues I know actually do this much more than putting stuff into the roster page. So I have it to be either one. You can put roster or coaches. I will actually be adding. Actually, let's just do that right now. List of range. Roster. There we go. There we go. So now, so if you choose to do roster, you click on that. It will hide the, if it will, thank you, it will hide the coaches page for you, so you don't have to even worry about it. Okay, I think you just come in here and hide these things if you want to, or edit these formulas. What I would do is actually get a Google Doc. I will actually make a sheet here that has all the formulas for what they do and where you place them, basically. I'll just put them in there, but you could also just put them in a Google Doc just for safekeeping. But I'm going to go and fix that. We're going to change the B coaches and it'll unhide it. There we go. It might take some time. This is actually using Google Apps scripts to do this. So just give it some time. Don't freak out if it's taking too long. It's just that it needs some time to do stuff. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so we do that. So next one is using divs, which is using divisions. If you are not using divisions, you don't need to worry about this too much. But all you just need to do is unclick if you're not using it. And then what ends up happening is in the stat sheets right here, it will not show the divisions. Simple enough. But I'm just going to say we are using divisions right here. Divs, this is just like the divisions, like names or such. I only have it to be supporting 2 divisions, but you can change these. You can have it be like Caterpie division and Weedle division if you want to. You just make sure you separate them by a comma. So I can actually do here is Caterpie, and then Weedle, and it will change that, and that will be the divisions now. But I'm going to change this, and it's going to be B. There we go. I also have it so if there's something that's missing here, so if I were to do that, it will be red. But if I do that, it's not there. So just if you see red, know that you need to do that. Okay. Now, here, amount of players. So this is mostly just saying how many players are there. Most leagues is going to be 16. This only supports up to 16 players, but the lowest you can go is 4 players. Main reason is because what kind of league only has 1 player? I mean, as a joke maybe, but still. So only have it supporting between 4 and 16. And this will change the amount of players there is. Also, when you create the stat sheets, which I'll show later, it will only create that amount. So there. Now we get into the Pokemon database. So the Pokemon database is basically its way of getting all of your tiers. I actually have it to do this over than having it to be where you can just put it into the doc, because one, it's just bad. It's a bad idea doing it in the long run. Main reason is, just say you have maybe 4 leagues and they're using the same doc, but let's say you need to do tier shift, okay, or you forgot something, it should be banned, right? Um, Instead of going through each doc and changing it, you can actually go into the database and change that, and it'll change all the docs for you. That's why I really like doing a database. And this idea is from IGL. I was not the one that created the database. Harbar did. If you don't know who Harbar is, he's the one that created Porygon Bot. But he created a database, but I basically abused it. Basically, that's basically what I just did. I just abused it. Um, so yeah, so this is to just put the URL of your database basically. Now the Pokemon range, Pokemon sprite range, and the Pokemon tier range is basically going to change these. These are the fields or the columns that are going to be used for your point tier list. This only supports point tiers over tiers, okay? So don't come crying to me if you're doing tiers and it doesn't work, because it will not work. It was not designed to do that just yet. And I know many leagues don't do just regular tiers, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. But basically, so right here is just saying the ranges. So let's say, example here, my Pokemon names are in column B. I'm going to do raw, which is the stat or the sheet name. Then I'm going to put the range. This is kind of like any regular like what is it? Not stat sheet. Any like regular call on a cell. It's like that, or a range. It's just like that. So this one's going to be like that. Then you do your sprites. So right here is the sprites. Then we also have the tiers here. Okay, and tiers are going to be here. So a tip about this, and actually a note about this, is that for Pokemon that are banned, make sure they're 0 because of how query function works in Google Sheets. It's kind of dumb of how it works, but it really hates when it is trying to search for both either a string or a number. It needs to only treat one of them, so either a string or a number. In this case, most of the tiers are numbers, or actually all the tiers are numbers except for the band list. So I wanted to make sure that's 0, because that's the only way it's going to actually be able to read it. So don't freak out if it's not working. It's probably because you put band, not 0. I'll put a note here saying that it needs to be 0 for bands. If you want something to be hidden, such as your 1 point tier is too long, because that happens a lot. Most of the time, it's going to be that's the case. Just put a string in instead. That will hide it, because it will not look for a string, so it will not put it in. But I do have it as n/a as a 1 point mon, but it will not be shown. Okay, I'll put that out as well in for you. Next thing is standings. Wins, loss, division, not division, wins, loss, diff. That's basically what it is. It's just saying what's the order of your, like, how you doing this. So wins first, loss second, Pokemon diff third, or wins, diff, loss wins diff. I don't know why you would do that. Diff wins loss, something like that. That's there for you to customize. That will affect the standings page, okay, or the coach's standings basically. Amount of weeks is basically just saying how many weeks are there in the league. it only supports up to 10 weeks, but with the schedule page, 10 works the best, or 8, not 9, sadly. Mainly because of look at this. I don't know. I didn't know of another way of doing this. I'll probably will be making another sheet where you can use that, and it'll only show 1 week, but it's automatic, and it's basically an on ties schedule. Basically, it'll show the current week and stuff. I know some leagues don't like that, but I love it because why not? It's it does it automatic, guys. It's the only reason why I love it. Um, so yeah, that also will affect schedules here. So if I were to have 18, or not 18, 8 players here, and then I were to do like 4 weeks, that will change this as well. Okay, just letting you know. I can even show you, and it'll complain to me. Watch, it'll complain. It's there. You go. It's complaining, and you'll see it changed it. Everything should be 16, and that should be 10. I okay. Next, playoffs. So this is mainly just saying, do you want to show the playoff bracket right here or not? If you don't want it, just unclick it, and it will hide it for you. You don't need to do anything else. It will hide it for you. And if you want it and it's hidden, just check it, and it'll show it. How you would use this is normal. I need to fix this because of how sizing works. You just put a 1 in. There you go. This is basically the scores of the match. And I forgot to mention this. This is for BO1. I didn't really make this for BO3 because of the match stats. If you notice, it's made mainly for BO1. So I forgot to mention that beforehand and forgot to put that in the description, but this is only for BO1. I'll be making a BO3 doc for this, like a BO3 version, which will be slightly different because of how BO3 and BO1 works. If you don't know what I'm saying, best of 1, best of 3. Just BO1 or BO3. So yeah, that is the problem there for people that are using it for BO3. Don't, because it will not work that well for you. So if you figure out some system to do it, then go ahead. But I just can't right now. It's the process of doing it is going to be a lot longer than it should be. But yeah. But yeah, so you just go through it, and then you go down here. So we can do like 3. Let's just say I completely destroyed this no one, and then there we go. That's simple, basically. You can change this if you want to. Okay, now use the player names in this in schedule. So if I were to check that, it's going to complain, but it'll be searching for team names instead of coaches. And if I were to schedule, it will also be, instead of this, it will show the team names basically, but no one cares. Okay, right here is the default coaches logo. So let me quickly grab my logo for IGL. Copy that. Now I'll go to source. Now it'll be that. Now if I go to roster, now all these, the ones that don't have a logo, will be this logo now. It's the default logo. So use that for like your league logo if you want to. That's what I do for IGL. Simple. And if you go back to here, it doesn't show it. Okay. Now we get into this part, which I kind of already described what it is. So the point tiers, right now it only supports some point tiers, but later on it'll be other tier, like other type of drafts. I guess I can do VGC, but I don't really like doing VGC that much. It's too much work. But show banned Pokemon. So if you uncheck that and you go to point tiers, it's going to hide the ban list for you. And if you have it ticked, then it will be shown. Okay? And then this only supports up to 20 point tiers, as you can see. But the lowest you can go is 1, of course. We're going to do 18, which is standard for most places. for most leagues actually. And then now the total Pokemon for this version, it only works best with 12. I need to look into it. The main reason is just how I have everything set up is that I was mostly being dumb and was focusing on having everything work for a 12 point mon. As you can see here, it will look weird with 11 Pokemon or 10 Pokemon. So, I'm sorry, I guess. I'll fix it. Just not in this version, okay? Um, but this works best with it, but the range of it is 9 through 12, okay? Just most leagues are like that. Um, Now we get into matches, which is basically talking about forfeits, basically. So FFW is forfeit win, FFL is forfeit loss. So this is just the Pokemon differential, which you kind of saw that maybe in here. This is what's different about my version of match stats versus Johnkins is that I actually have it to be where if I had to do this, you see that it doesn't have anything, and if I were to do that and then that, it will do that. Johnkins doesn't do this. It actually doesn't really. It doesn't really work well with the whole forfeits. Like he has these like check boxes here, but it doesn't really work too well. So that's another benefit of this dock is that, of course. But it also, if I were to change this to be 3, you will see here in match stats, it will only be 3 Pokemon that will get it if it's a forfeit win. And it's going to be the first 6 Pokemon that's going to do it. And you will see here that, so I'm going to change that back to be 4. Actually, I'm going to change that to be 6 because I think that's going to be more reasonable. And then if I were to go back to here, it'll show that, there you go, 6 and -6. Okay, and there we go. So that's how that works, okay? I can hide that, and we're gonna hide this now. Okay, now I can talk about how to make stat sheets. So it's very, very simple. I really like how I did this, but why is this happening? Gosh darn it. Let me just quickly, so yeah, so the problem with this is when you're trying to customize this is that I have it set to be on every, like the team name to be on set on L6, because everything relies on it. As you can see, L6, everything relies on it, and that's also where I'm placing the team name. And through the app script, which is what's creating the stat sheets and inputting the data in for you automatically. It's going to put that in there. So if you were to move this, then you try to run it, it will still it'll put the team name in L6. It does not matter. It will do that. It'll even overwrite stuff. It will do that. And later on, I will fix that. I will change it to be where in here, I'll probably have it to be like a section for stat sheets, and you can put in where you want your the team name to be and stuff. And then, like I was saying, I'll make a sheet for basically with all the functions and everything, so it's easier for you. But how do you make it? Go to here, stat sheets. This is a custom menu that I made. Then you go to create stat sheets, and then now it'll probably ask you for permissions to do this, but if it does, just click on like advanced and then go to Untitled Project or something like that, and then it'll give you permissions. It might not work right away. You might have to try it again, but yeah, as you can see, it's working as planned. You might need to give it some time with creating stat sheets. It takes more time because of it needs to do more things than removing stat sheets, which I'll show how to do that very soon. It also depends on how many there is, so it's going to take longer because of 16 players, as you can see. But it's automatically adding everything for you. You don't need to do anything else. Awesome, right? Almost done. And we should be done about now. There we go. Now we're going to just come over to the one, and as you can see here, everything's there. Nothing needs to be done about it. It does everything for you, which is very nice, okay? So, yeah, I'll be making another version where you can say where you want the team name to be and then have everything rely on that cell instead of the L6 cell. But for now, just you either use this or not. Um, the the next thing I might do for this is actually going to add a matchup page on the right side, which is basically saying what the matchup for each week. So the player versus another player, what their teams are looking like against each other. I could use some suggestions of how that should look. Um, let's see here. What else is there? As you can see, divisions is right here. All that. Also have a about coaches page right here, so you can write about your coach to say how horrible they are, because I know that's what I would do. Trust me, if I would probably do that. In here I would just change that and say that this coach sucks and all that kind of stuff. That's what I would probably do, just for fun. And all of them gets the love of it because it would be all the same. Um, so yeah, and then if you want to remove all of them, just click on remove stat sheets and it'll start removing them. As you can see, it'll need to do it one by one, but yeah. Okay, there we go. And we're done with that. So yeah. And it also, depending on how many players there is, will differ on how many stat sheets will be created and such. Okay, now I get into the part of talking about customization. Like what can be customized and how should be customized. Everything can be customized except for maybe if the stat sheets for now, because of the problem with the L6 cell. For now, also right here, mostly in the source page, you should probably not touch except for the configuration section and the schedule section. Everything else you should not really need to touch. If you know what you're doing and you want to add something here, go ahead. Feel free to do it. But if it doesn't work and you come talking to me saying it doesn't work and it's something I didn't add, I will probably not be able to help you because I didn't make it. So I don't even know how it works. You could probably still tell me how it works, but I probably won't be able to help you because you're the one that made it. So I will try to help you as much as I can, but I won't be able to fully help you because I don't know what's happening. Like talking about the variables tab mostly, because that one's very sensitive. All of these rely on that. So if anything happens to the variables tab, your dog is doomed. Unless if I come and fix it or you get a new dog. But yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for this guide about this thing. Everything should be customized. This should be able to be customized if you want to. Just click on that. Make sure you have everything here is pointing to the right cell. Basically like logo, you want to make sure it's looking here. Oh, I forgot I did that. I don't know why I did that, because that's very long. I don't know why. But this right here, just change them. Okay. Then you can customize it. Just change that stuff and stuff. Rules you should change. You don't need to worry about any formulas. This is all raw. So just change it as much as you want, but you should change it and add your rules here. I have 6 sections and each one has 12 rules in it. Please use it. It will make your lives much easier because then your players will be like it doesn't say it doesn't say that baton passing stats is banned. Like if it's common sense for it, but it still needs to be said. It needs to be written down. So make sure you do your rules. Okay. Rosters you can customize, but if we come over here, click on that, you'll see that this is for all of them. So it's best if you left it X to be like this. You can change this. It's just a formula basically, but you don't have to change it because this looks kind of clean in a way. Maybe some sizing. Maybe the size resize this a little bit, but it looks clean in a way. Point tier lists you should size as much as you can if you want to, such as like the SW, basically the team ones. This is using abbreviations. Later, I'll probably add a configuration where you can use abbreviations or the full team name or the coach's name. Do that. But you should try and customize this as much as you want. Standings, you should try and color this as much as you want. Also change a little bit, but this still also looks clean. Schedules does not look clean, I'll be honest, but you can change this to make it look cleaner if you want to. Playoffs now. This one actually looks clean. It just needs some colors. It's supposed to be bland for a reason. You can change this. You can actually add like your own like conditional format to have like this be one color, this be another color, this also be another color, and blah 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 to make it pop out more if you want to. Match stats, you really don't need to do anything about this. And then right here, just like I was saying, L6 problem, the L6 style being as a problem, it's fine. And then source, you should really never need to edit any of this except for the configurations and the schedule page. That's the only thing. I'll be moving this over here without hopefully not breaking anything. But for right now, it's just right there. I'll probably put in, I'll make a change log saying what's been changed and what's new, how to use it. I'll put it down whether if this was moved or not. Make sure you read the change logs and such. So, yeah. So, you can use this log. You can make a copy. If you need me, you can send a DM through Discord, like I was saying. You don't need to send me a friend request. You can just DM me. We'll be all good. You can also email me. I will probably not really respond fast enough through email. I respond much faster through Discord, like I was saying. So Discord's your best bet. You can either ask me a question or ask how would I be able to fix this. Like, let's say, you could say like, let's say like asking for a friend. Their dog broke and something like their dog wrote the wrong function or something like that. I'll probably tell you how to fix it. Or if it's something major, you can always give me the doc, like Google Sheet, like just give me permissions through the share. You can also just do file. When you make a copy, you have this option saying share it with the same people, and I'll be the only person because I'm the only one that has access to this. Basically, I'm allowing you to comment on this, but I'm the only one that really has that owns this and such. So you can do that. And I will be able to do that. You can also just add me. My email's right here. You just add my Gmail in there. It'll send me an email saying that you gave me permissions and such. I'll probably question it and be like, why am I having access to this? Then you probably will need to explain to me what you did wrong, basically, or something broke and the world is going to burn and such, and that kind of stuff. And such. Also on here, the actual docs of this one, leave a suggestion, feedback, and bugs found. It really does help me a lot, and I really do need suggestions and feedback and people to look for bugs. I noticed that with our current society that people aren't that helpful in a way if they don't really think it's useful. And I understand that, but it's not very helpful for the person that's making them, and they're going to keep on making it and make it worse. So I really would love it if people actually gave feedback and suggestions. And with feedback, please make it be helpful. You can say that this is a horrible doc, but it'll make it really good feedback if you were to give me like suggestions to how I could fix it and be much better than it is. So that I really do need the like suggestions, feedbacks, and people to look for bugs. Like it's you're gonna help me a lot. It's gonna help make this stock to be much better and be something that's going to help any league, no matter what. This stock I was saying is going to be the doc that will work with any league. It does not matter. It will be the template for any league. So please help. I need it. Um, oh, why is that there? That should not be there. I didn't realize that until now. I don't know why that's there. Um, but yeah, so please do it. Please. Um, so yeah, I'll see you guys later. And the link to this talk is in the description. Also, Venus Draft League, if you're interested in maybe helping that out and playing in it, that will also be in the link in the description. Because they're trying to start, but they're having a hard time with it, and they might actually just not start, which is kind of bad in a way. Because I just made them a dog. So yeah, if you want to help them, please do. And I'll see you guys later.